Even in 6th grade, I started feeling like I was being pitted against my own peers. This can be prevalent if you have immigrant parents who do that whole back and forth thing of comparing you to your cousins. Conversations included, how many hours of tutoring are you doing? You can only play one instrument? What do you mean you're not doing any extracurriculars? These phrases would either be said by my own friends or even their parents. I don't think my friends meant any harm at the time, especially since we were so young and such mindset was ingrained in the culture here. But it's the condescending parents who were saying this that was making me so mad. It felt like I was auditioning for their approval whenever I was meeting them for the first time. There are so many parents, including my own, who wouldn't let me become friends with kids who didn't have outstanding grades. Looking back, I realized how insane this was. You're really basing a child's worth over grades and isolating them because they aren't enough to your standards. I get that parents, especially immigrant parents who make up most of the Bay Area population, truly want the best for their kids, but this insane pressure to succeed in and outside of school only fueled an elitist sense of competition. The definition of elitism, according to the Cambridge Dictionary, is the belief that some things are only for a few people who have special qualities or abilities. Sadly, many people here have a mindset of only associating with others like themselves, either racially or financially. There is an emphasis on who gets access to your time and inner circle, forming a transactional bond rather than genuine friendship. This elitist mindset furthers the enormous wealth gap in cities within the Bay, specifically Silicon Valley cities like San Jose and San Francisco, the center of tech bros. People only talking to those who interned at Meta or went to so-and-so high school in a rich area. Again, this isn't just a part of adulthood relationships. There are parents raising their kids with the same outlook on life, which I find so incredibly sad. It's like there's some tyrant kings who want an heir to carry on their lineage. Kids just can't have fun and form valuable friendships if this is going to be the competitive culture that they're constantly surrounded in. When you isolate yourself to only those who are similar to you, you miss out on the beauty of the world, beauty in places so complex and diverse. The country as a whole is supposed to be a melting pot of ideas, backgrounds, and perspectives. Why are we restricting ourselves in such an immature way? Are our egos that fragile? Do you think someone else's completely separate life will taint your self-worth by proximity? The Bay is so diverse, full of culture and people from all around the world. Yet its own people are forming bubbles within itself, all for a sense of superiority. And also a chance to kiss Mark Zuckerberg's flat ass. Being part of the few who are special or outstanding requires many factors besides simply willpower and hard work. It definitely is possible to be an overachiever without being a nepo baby or buying your connections, but we really need to acknowledge how different everyone's situation is and how financial advantages play a crucial role to a person's success. As a middle class high school student who is lucky enough to be attending a public school located in a wealthier area of the city, I've met people who've had years of paid private tutoring, doing summer internships that cost hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. Yet I also meet people like myself whose parents try their best but don't have access to such resources outside of school. I noticed that students who do have access tend to already have parents working in tech, earning high income, often already signified by them living within proximity to the school's wealthy area. But simply being born into a family with degrees and well-paid careers gave them a huge advantage in navigating the world. No stress about budgeting bills or food. If you're struggling, just hire a tutor. If you want to travel 40 minutes to San Fran, here's a car for your 16th birthday. Not all of these lucky people are obnoxious snobs, but the ones that are tend to give you an odd look once they hear you're not doing that program at Stanford or you're not taking any APs this year. They ignore the privilege it takes to be able to participate in these outside programs. They also don't know whether someone is struggling with their mental or physical health, or even helping their family stay financially afloat. Not to mention that time is very much money. People have way more time to pursue opportunities if they're not spending their day dealing with financial burdens. If you're a college student, good luck pursuing a tech internship while trying to afford groceries and paying for your 9 classes too. There is only so much academic help a student can receive in a regular class, and there's a clear head start for those who are able to hire tutors or take an expensive summer calculus class in 8th grade. I just hate when I see others looking down on their peers for not being on their level. And again, furthering that social class gap. We all go to the same school, we're the same age, and we're all very much unique people settled with various types of lives. You are not superior or inferior to anyone else as a person because your worth as a human being is not defined solely by achievements. There's been many times where I strike up a conversation with a new classmate and the only topic is, how many APs are you doing? Which isn't inherently bad as a conversation starter, but whenever I try to pry a little deeper, the conversation doesn't seem to go anywhere. It usually feels like all their hobbies are deeply rooted in school and solely for academic appeal to colleges. I would try asking things like, what are your interests? What do you do in your free time? Like, actual free time. No pressure to be productive. And most of the time, the answer I would get is, oh, I just scroll on TikTok, listen to music. The problem is that their responses sound so sad and listless. There's no passion in what they do when they're only doing it for college apps. It feels like we're all robots trying to impress admissions officers instead of enjoying how freeing and happy our lives could actually be as teenagers. Oh, but we gotta worry about our future. We are always gonna be doing that in the back of our minds because it's embedded in every major or minor decision we make. But please remember, it's possible to appreciate the present moment, and you should be unashamed of whatever your interests are, even if they seem immature and useless as an adult. Not every action in life should be made out of fear or seeking a safety net, especially since nothing is guaranteed. You are a person, not a machine, only designed for mass societal greatness. So yes, do your work with the best effort, but also recognize what else is crucial to bringing joy to your life. Your friends, family, the media and art you loved as a kid, but gave up after school got serious. A scenario I see often is kids who try super hard in and outside of school, yet they're bummed out when they don't get into their dream universities. I get it, it's frustrating. But I see why colleges don't automatically grant you admission, even if on paper you're outstanding. It basically looks like you completed a super long list of chores, but as a Roomba from Costco, and not Snow White helping the 7 dwarfs. There's a lack of human passion, and colleges care about who you are as a person, not only as an overachieving student. Also, we should not treat such rejections as the end of the world. There's just so many amazing people and places we still have yet to encounter. A degree of prestige won't keep you fulfilled forever. Actually, nothing does permanently. I think we should all just explore ourselves and seek out happiness while we still can. Because ruminating on our self-worth whenever we steer off the stereotypical road of UC to high income tech nursing job will only make us more miserable.